what it is, man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
All right, so Rick Glazer's reporting that what's been going around the last month. And this is funny how many people I heard that didn't hear this rumor that Gervonta Davis and Frank Martin could be the last fight on the PBC on Prime Video. Now, I'm going to run this down for y'all for history. So the person who put the Prime Video deal together at Amazon, for those who ain't seen the prior videos, she got let go before the deal was formally announced. Now, allegedly behind the scenes, you can look all this stuff up, I forget her name, but allegedly behind the scenes, she wasn't supposed to push the deal through, and she pushed the deal through without authorized authority in Amazon. It's all reportedly allegedly, but it's a fact. She no longer with the company because I did a video and put it up before. So they got rid of her right before they announced Keith Thurman and Tim Zhu, which never happened. So apparently Amazon didn't want to do the deal regardless. They did it. She pushed it through without the proper precautions of going through the proper channels. And here we are now. Now apparently the rumor has been going around about a month that this is Prime Video's could be his last deal with PBC. Now if you don't understand why this is, it is because PBC is paying all the money for the production, so they're paying Prime Video for their lights, camera, and their production, the TV production. They also paying the fighters out of the pocket. There's no more money. The investors, the Waddle and Reed alleged money, they defunct. It was over $1 billion allegedly that he had. That shit is gone. Whatever allegedly he pocketed, whatever he spent on the fighters is gone. Showtime is no longer there to produce money. Amazon Prime is just producing it. It's not, they don't have any skin in the game. It's just production. They're producing the TV. They're supposed to have, docuseries, and they're supposed to cover weigh-ins. We yet to see some of those things, right? So at the end of the day, it was a deal that they wasn't supposed to push through. So right now, Al Heyman is paying these fighters out of his pocket, paying Prime allegedly for the production. Now, if you're not familiar, at the end of that Fox deal, I think that option year, if my memory serves me correctly, I got to use allegedly, he was paying for production and he was paying his fighters out of his pocket. There was a alleged rumor going around that, he didn't pay Deontay Wilder for the Helenius fight, or didn't pay him in full. I heard didn't pay him, allegedly. And that's why Deontay Wilder got allowed to sign with the Saudis for a 3-fight deal. That's alleged. And that's why they still trying to always push that Deontay Wilder-Anthony Joshua fight still. So this ain't nothing new. He was playing for production at the end of that Fox deal and paying the fighters out of his pocket. So a lot of that money dried up, allegedly. Okay? So now what Rick Glazer's reporting is that if a new investor don't come in and infuse, the PBC with money, that it's the end. He said in 9 years they've been on as 11 networks or streaming platforms. So you think about it, if I can go through the list, I think NBC, HBO, Showtime, Spike, Bounce, CBS is a totally different network. CBS, we got Prime Video, we got Fox, that's 8. I don't even really think of 8. Because I said ESPN already. So I don't even really think of 8. Don't know what the other 3 is. I said NBC. I said CBS. So I don't know what the other 3 was. Somebody in the comment section probably know. I'm probably forgetting. Because I know they was on Spike. I know they was on NBC. They might have been on some other networks. I forget. Maybe True TV or something like that. But, nonetheless, it is what it is. The model that they built, if it's true, was, let's cherry pick, let's selectively pick, and, pick, cherry pick, get to a big fight. They got to the big fight. They never cashed in. They cashed out. Because if Tank beat Ryan and cashed in, then, somebody would invest into the company and be like, okay, Tank's a big pay-per-view star. Tank's a star, in my Leonard Ellaby voice. And so a network will want to attach their name to Tank and at least sign Tank in some of the PBC roster. So now that Floyd is no longer fighting for PBC, they don't have that leverage chip to say, well, you can get Floyd to fight on PBC if you sign the PBC roster. And that's why Showtime was cool with it. As long as Floyd was fighting, they was making enough money to be happy with the boxing product. Without Floyd coming back to fight once and twice every now and again, the money dried up and the money was funny. You know, all these corporate businesses are reporting record earnings, but then they still firing people. And they wonder why a lot of people don't want to have kids, and depopulation is scaring people. It's greed. And I'm telling you, they don't care about crushing the little guy. I heard somebody complaining on YouTube about DoorDash and corporate greed. They don't care about that. They're not going to care about it until it starts to affect them. Until y'all go to their neighborhoods to expect they bottom line. Till they start seeing vagabonds on their corners. Until, you know, they start seeing beer bottles and riots and pitchforks, and they start seeing bums coming to their neighborhood. They don't give a fuck. You got to understand, a lot of these people, man, you'd be surprised how the world works, man. You understand? It's a large contingent of people who don't even know who Diddy and Cassie, like nothing about the Diddy and Cassie situation. You know, it's a large contingent of people that's Indian, that's white, that's Asian, that's Native American, that's Arabic, who don't know shit about what's going on with Diddy and Cassie. They don't know nothing about nothing in black culture. I had somebody, older lady, tell me, she was Indian. She was like, I don't know who Usher is. That's not my generation. Like, damn, you know, Usher been around about 30, 40 years. So you got to understand, a lot of us live in two different worlds. What affects us, that's why people would be talking about racism and placism and socialism and all that. And yeah, socialism is a real thing. But you got to understand, it's a lot of people who don't know your problems exist in the middle class. They don't know, rich people don't know what that exists. And in poverty, people in middle class know about poverty. Because really, it's you got it or you don't got it. So people in the middle class know about poverty and what's going on in the hood because they just removed from that. But you got to understand, it's a lot of people who don't know nothing about the struggle. The same people who don't know nothing about y'all these kids coming home and he 10 years old, but he watching over his 3 or 4 brothers and sisters, and they got to do what they got to do to eat and to survive. When he do a crime, when he get older, the judge, she wouldn't even believe him. Y'all, I've been watching my brothers and sisters and fending for them since I was 10 years old. I've been the man in the house. My mom used to leave for a week or 2 weeks, and I used to be the man in the house. They don't believe most of these kids don't have a chance. Let me say that. They couldn't believe it. So when you talking about, you got judges and lawyers and district attorneys who never even did community service in poverty-stricken areas to understand where these brothers and sisters is coming from, is wild to me. It's wild. But nonetheless, my whole point was, like, this shit is greed. This shit is greed. Al Heyman probably could be sitting on $500 million of that $1 billion plus dollars he had before Eddie Hearn got his $1 billion allegedly. And that's his shit. He ain't sharing with them niggas, man. He, you know, just like he told in that thing with Errol, they talked that little slip about Errol Spence that got out about him suing Derrick James. What'd he say? What'd he say? Friday. You know, he said, oh, 350 is more than generous enough for his training. That's more than enough to pay him. Paying him any more than that is ridiculous. I'm paraphrasing. Like, what? So you think he don't have that same mindset when it comes to paying his fighters? You think he don't owe some of these fighters some money, bro, that he ain't pocketing some money? It's a shiesty ass game, bro. You know, and if somebody invests into this company, I'm trying to see what you investing into. Even if he gave you control over making the fights you want to make and over the company, it's nothing left. It's Benavidez and Tank, and you can individually buy them if you want to. That's it. Gary Russell, oh, Charlo Twins, oh, Errol Spence, oh, Leo Santa Cruz, oh, Prospects, Rayo then lost. What's the other kid? Colbert then lost. Bardell's brothers, they was working with Richard Schaefer, one of them niggas then lost. Erickson Lubin, you know, he in flux, ain't been a champion since getting him from Mike Tyson. So when you start looking at the landscape of PBC and boxing, they don't have shit. Fondor got stretched already. Tim Tszyu lost. He ain't really with PBC. They lost Jerron Boots Ennis. Elvis Rodriguez been back to Top Rank. Kenneth Sims went to sign with Golden Boy. Rolly lost. Deontay Wilder with the Saudis. Frank Sanchez just lost. So what do you have? What are you investing into? Nothing. A company with no equity, a company with no profitable fighters for real. I don't see anybody with logic investing into that. Golden Boy and Matchroom, they signed all of the prospects that they wanted in Top Rank. PBC ain't signed a prospect in how long? They got White Magic, Vito Melanecki. I think he going too far. Joy Spencer got knocked off. What's the kid that beat Joy Spencer that Lubin just beat? Ain't got nobody left, bro. You be thinking it's a big ass bag of chips. You like, hell yeah, I'm gonna fuck these chips up in the middle of the night. The kids just left an empty ass bag of chips on the counter. You like, oh man, wake y'all ass up. Do the Diddy. Go get me a bag of chips at 3 in the morning. Well, I'll give you some cheesecake, niggas. But hey, man, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live and drop video. Hit the link tree. You can find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Well, not Google, no more. Amazon Music. Check out the Patreon. Peace.